na ye da ba ko so na betia ya ye nipaku a ya kan ho bom se etu na ma bom no ye nyi ntu ya ba fomfom ye ho a ne ma bebre besisi a enye ye de nsem bi ho kra mpa wodi hu bem den na so se kase edini nyina chi a anhwa na ahoden soronko a ye pese nya e de ko 2028 no akwa bibie ho me kan nso bi ko beka se o jai na so kra to da wo yi se no kre ye nyina ya keka bia ye nyina ye bia nanso no ba bia ba bedru no we should lay down all our ammunition to because accoutrement we should lay down our guards. Chairman Mr. Wada say offer na nobody boy na timeni mi na me dwa to no ensene so say chairman abronya Mr. Wada enra the esi no minim se abufu wo soro akoma no wo soro udi ya wo ne ma bebre ho na o wa asem bebre esosoka yes ni nyina eye but in the name of our founding fathers wo mo wuko omu a in the name of yema amenom ye papa no mo mte kantamount dwom central market bantuma dwom race course agbogulu shi babia ene ye lusu ye no makoma ete omu benya nanka bibia si nyanka ye se ekoto abakra afofra na se efie dan nanka ba sesi a ne ekoto ne ekoto ama MPP edunkumo omu te nsem bi se ya na eje omu yam hihye na eje omu akoma se ye sre ankasa se chairman wadaroma edube bia na wonya botre kakra na anopa isusu no mi nyina me nemu in my capacity as a programs manager na yemia pani honorable Kennedy akomprekon ohene Japan ono so memfa acheopa kese pa emfama no na mensen se minim se abase no ono ankasa obetibi nipa ni bi so be frɛ no kwampo abanamane se ADSC de obeka ne pepepe de obeka achia no atomu nkyene ama ono so abufuo ene akoma ebekoso no eno so ye bebrebe personally enra me try se me frɛ no na me de din komo apa ne chew se twayi onfa nche enso manya no ntino fortunately me frɛ ni aid ba kudus ene no edin komo ena minim se ne wo fa ba so a otan ene ni din komo fa adwene pa wo fa chi ono so me frɛ no ene ni din komo no achi no me ne lawyer William Kusi a oba ashantemantam hanama eye honorable Japan campaign anase omomoje honorable Japan eni so ade hunu edi no ono so edi mu akotene pa no ono so me ne ni din komo ka che ni se entwayi enti no me mpai bo no de me susu ni se enkoye se efi na ekono Kennedy so chitafo so betuja be reply na we so aba in fact enra no pa na me kura me nim se we mpo besi me tena afidie so na me ka se me bo honorable Kennedy Japan abaso se thank you to na the sisi yentu oyi ne hu frame no me de me free se waya ade ama tension na ba no tension no ekra afri ho akofom ne mpo se ono no nkasa ya bia ogina no woka eye nkambom na osese ye ma amnesty to mu a bibi ti part no twi omo so anase mra bia diom no omu nyina amra no se opese oto country no mpo in attempt say reconciliation na manfo be din komo no maba maybe the misusu mpo nka part no kwa permit no e ma no permission no na ono so ntu sa na mo no amanyukwe dodo a omu wo akomapa ene de ye ntino ka enye hwe na me bona baso na me yedidi sa nkomo na na we ekoko ebisi enti ono bokere Japan so no da bia wo bia no pay me san eton kra de fa fidie so ne mpelifo am no modi nkomo nra no se Mr. Wada fache na me nsho bo se ye kwa enim no ye be krokra ne ma se be ya bibi sei no entumi ensan mabio menim se o chitafo no bebre na aha mu nanso so amanyuko de asem sia obi ane se oseti asese hunu nti no de ya obi befom na emum me hye ne bo se ye kwa enim no ye be krakra ne ma yi se be ya se bibi sei mpo a ye be kan kokko mu danse bi ye ba betena radio so ne TV so no ye nyina aye bi da nanso so de nyina de kokko wie nti no yesua ne ma bebre de afiri ma giri se ne party ni bia ni so de hunu ne se de na koma ehwehwe ene se ye benya nkabom sonko na 2028 yɛbɛkɔ ɛde akɔ win election Dr. Baumia win as flag bearer na Kennedy Japan sɛ wankasa mpo no yɛ ho no otifie na wamfa na ho aden ni sika na ni munya bibi a bɛka ho a enye yi saa na Kennedy Japan na bɛwe ne na Dr. Baumia so akita for Dr. Baumia na nkasa a mesomu bia enye yi sɛ yɛ kwabena Japan sɛ yɛ boache Japan megini sɛ we no from 1979 ye see ye 2008 ye 2 ye no ye nyina ɛyɛ nimsɛm enti ye meka ne sɛ achawpa ɛna mede besi matiefo no mahwɛfo so mpanimfo a omone onabo kan Japan ɛnam na na obiri bu ahia nkasa so na masre ne sɛ atwa yi onfa nche enra me bo chema ma na chema try several times say on your friend no panam sɛ no so odwumadi bebre nti no wantumi enya no ene na nkasa nchema bronye so saa so na me fasa akonya no so aka ede ache no nana
ya
ma che
wahirba eso no akasa si ha
ani o
maka masɛ obi asa mama ye entry you know also people do be on something very quiet about nyama bebre
yeah
etia me ye quiet no sɛ media meti yes from 92 ba nyina MPP no na meka ye started on 92 but ye no dankwa buzia club na ansana ye be wo MPP July 1992 abeto sesabran so we nipa be 10 the whole country and the return cry ye very active and vibrant in MPP. I think so me ka ho me kra de se kra apart from me kra wan puna me de mani be fo apart from me kra me ho obi a me de mani be fo ma or ye active and vibrant apart me nko as an individual. Because around 1996 no make the Japan no wa buchiri KT Amon wa buchiri Kofi Ghana no wa buchiri eti wa mukra mpa wa ba mu 96 kra no bebre afim. So I can say nyesro na menye ya I will be the only character Dankwa Buzia Dombo Club to because Dambo trade mine no started 92 na Dambo try din kakra eboa what Dambo trade ka and I interestingly so me nko my the low voice no mention MPP I just enjoyed as a minister of state briefly from 2007 November to 2008 no injury time and so Mujira Musa the Lone Ranger at us sabra. So say I to about ye. I said to some people for that sorry. No people be a church or mura, no my baby team. Or teamia, or the church in the I'm the Lone Ranger. Now, we shall Canada, Japan, no quamba for. Ye nipa painting a yakon, can yes, Canada, Japan, no quamba for. Without an ambassador, yeah. I don't know, Canada, Japan, wouldn't to me. I don't know, Quamba for no wound to me. I don't know, Canada, Japan, be a cooking back home. I don't know, Quamba for the cooking back home. I don't know, wound to me, cooking back. I don't see, yeah, me particular, because I see a palm can be grassroots. And I saw some coming to me, MPP. So me opa for MPP party no money. Say the MPP party number as the national chairman, as the general secretary, as the flag bearer, as this, and can turn the fortunes. But whether my shutdown and my idea. So what is a Canadian Japan no kwamba for kwa? Any paid the na maintain on what's your bank and yes idea you'll be wondering. Because kwamba for my boiling point in our water power 2015, 2016. So Bekaya. And Kennedy also took part now of one Tambia no my boiling point. 2015, 2016 boiling point. No kind of Apache. But yeah, the idea na Ebian and Kennedy Japan. Better no Abasumai on the shock Kwamba for better work on kind. On the Kennedy Japan. Oro So may yet tama around 2010, 2011. Now may yet Binma Omide Kadadika. Now as the lawyer for man TV man FM, may yet Kratama, Kwamba for more fashion secretary. I want me chambers. Honor the letters in a call. So they have been so friend. Kwamba for the name Kanadia Japan fee. When you saw me, I'm in Kanadia Japan fee. Minimum to me fee. So Kwamba for him being in a fee. That's when my last time we are very me tired can't or me and me tired. So Kennedy and Kwamba for food to am the mama say. Munya Adjobro. Because me MPP are Martin. You cannot talk of the success and the victory of NPP in 2016. I'll be Canadian Japan.
Absolutely.
Won't you mean I'll be you won't be the film? Won't you mean I'll be you come back for the film? Won't you mean I'll be you could the film? Won't you mean I'll be you me the film? What I said. But apparently, Benny, I cried the Benyan board or so. I could have been a man board or so crying. So, I mean, it's a human institution, yes, mental was but Benny, Kennedy and Kai on the Kwamba for some Kai, so on the Kennedy. So now, all the Kennedy pan and number two, Mamma, and the bass. You know, I mean, it didn't do that level at all. It didn't do that level at all. Mobilia Kennedy Bonnie, non for John Trump for Kwamba for so, non for Comac, and Mobilia Kwamba for Bonnie, non for John Tua, and for Kennedy so, non for Common. But 7 years ago, because I've known them, I've stayed with them, I've worked with them. Look, Kennedy Japan, and yeah, you get to in 2014, 2015, Master Tamana Fukun crisis in Kennedy Japan, Kwamba
For the last 1 month, I don't know why, I've always been saying on this platform, say I want to see that beautiful relationship, that energy, and a war Kennedy Japan, Chairman want to be moved that they move together, no. About your country presidential elections, no. So we be supporting young want to be national elections, oko. So we be supporting young, so we support no. About we are. I am hoping to see that Omumi no Kabum. Now movie to the west, east, north, and south of the country for the MPP to win them. Because I know say Omumi no Kabumwa, it will give the MPP an extra energy, an extra force I the election. And so that has been my belief, and I've always been saying this almost every week on this platform, and I'm hoping to see that too. Nana.
Yeah, no, look, Mr. Kennedy Japan, apart from say my case Amano, he has been and he respects me a lot, and I respect him a lot. But only send me Obribwine as a matter of principle. Say, me person me support you ya. I don't hear. Yeah. And yes, and yeah. But I say, Oko US, Oko Germany, Oko Ghana from people from. So Kennedy, can you Obribwine? Or see Obrisi on Mammy Ho. That's yes, yeah. Oh, from was your British, Mr. Wobomia. I know we've still continuing to be friends. Because it's a matter of principle. Canada, Japan, Kwamba for wound to me 2015, and then Bakuno called transport, no? Minister for Transport. Asiama should not come. Yeah, and you had gonna pa. Good in the noise, but yeah, and you had gonna papa. Namika, Canada, Kwamba for Kahu, Asiama. Ma could be. Ya de ya hard in a pub, because I hard in a chassa. Non PP, na young PP. We are young Rutano. That be many who say they do better. Non PP, young PP. So, me moon and tia, now yet talk about 2016. And now you're been winning. A time came no na Paula Foucault Kwamre Japan, Sami Crab, Otiko Jaba. Now, young Cassa Hagen, one side against you. So they shouldn't fight. My banco. Masra Kennedy, Masra Kwambafo, Masra Chairman won to me. Yeah, a group of Nipa Bia, MPP for be a group of Bia, a basis no Bribo Hene Canada Japuaco, a basis Canada Japon no Bribo Yako, a better no Bribo Hene won to Yako, a basis no won to me no Bribo Yako, a better no Bribo Henquambafaco, a better not Quambafo. So they are a group of Anasa, a Siama, a Siama so kind. The group of Nasiama Kana Kuti and Yan Baby come. Yeah, but yeah, man, pipi, yam pipi. Make my catch was say, Sandy Paka, yay. Me man, pipi, yam pipi. People like Nanako, me and no me a can bones and Nanako, and I quiet.
Very calm.
Very calm. To Nanako, me, I did no war. We shall be away a cheat because near ya no pay. But then you have Chairman Sabo, so no, I'm also be cheat. Because no pay na untimi enyepi that individuals but no yana man pipi yana man pipi winning 2016 I have an amanko eti munya botare mamonko what you say abana yakoye na anya na kofa nyama babia nya botare munya kasantwi munni obi atam mu how some of us have suffered anya some ketwa and so empaba because I trust and confidence in my God and
well zoom in from Boko Peace Talk.
Please.
Shassia in a shanty, Kumasi and Shapan.
Metella Steven or Abyssine, being matter Steven. So no one designer, Miss Anwama, or Wamama Dorsey, or what Dorsey Pow. Steven, then lawyer Kokugam so a very good friend. Because he catch so a very MPP stalwart power. Now, because he joke Kennedy, MPP stalwart power. Kikri promoter. MPP, I'm a director, MPP stalwart. Pukia Kaswa, MPP stalwart. A good number of them, you go so kind of MPP stalwarts, no. Now, Boko, a very good news. Very good news. Also, May 1st, no, been me a demonstration, Mukruma. So, yeah, it been me a demonstration. Ama omuko jina conformity statue no omuko gugu nsa so adani bibia asante for penny ye nso be sora be debate but of course they should also accept the fact asante for bi nso di bi matter. Let's be very honest and so nye don't tell me say binum kwa be di asante for binum so di ahemfu binum atem enye that is not good. Etinu begu nsa ye no so binum be di asante for atem binum be di asante for atem asante for binum so di binum atem be di ahemfu binum atem enye ye nyina ye mfa tu ye hofo ba me de binum so I am say obribo hen assimilated asante ni. I know people think say Otu force to the second. Ne pension na man started handle cases for that Santa Man. And you're not correct. Otu for to the second or by 1999. But I started handling cases for Asante Man as far back 1992. As far back 1992. So, and the late Opokuware, I saw me tre, I give me tre, I didn't tre, I share me tre. And that explains why I said to the second so by also me tree, or share me tree, or the tree. And I must be very, very honest and grateful to Poku the second and also to the second. buy him send me yes but ni papa ni papa benefit. So and when you praise asante man asante for be no monte was here hwe santo koye asi asante man asante for asante. Now I am there say once again Nana Akufo-Addo na start his initiative. Now President Mahama so abeto was. Na mesra afanu no nyina mampusi okusasio mesra se be mrafam. Because se koye tintintintia kusasi fo che se hade anyesi ya menye. Mampusi so kokase hade anyesi ya menye. We can't make any breakthrough. I said biya go no ho. Biya ba ni kakra. Ogo no ho. Oba ni kakra. Na che se yeti. Na se koye se mi gina ha. Wan ti ase amami amenti ase. Mi so mi gina ha. Wan ti ase amami amenti ase. Ebe yeden. Because the Mampusi kusasi issue no. Anya simple to say abudu andani issue no. The abudu andani issue no. Eya busua baako. Eya kronya yerutiti abudu ama andani baba. Abudu amba andani baba. For almost about 300 years. Oh, for almost about 300 years. But then the Kusasi one, starting from 1721, 1721, the first Boko Naba, who was a Mampusi, to almost 1959, 1958. Yes.
1721.
1721, the first Boko Naba.
Wow.
1721, the first Boko Naba. What? To 1958 or 1959, for Akunta, for pen, for paper, near calculation. So for 1721, no, Bakuna babia, so we are, or Sanko Sawo, na Lerungu, na Yiriho. But then the history will tell you, say, assassin party, assassination, and you could start for you. The woman, you. Well, we never then from 1958, 59, no bano problems, no bano. Then eventually you come across PNDC lobby, I think 75 or 85. Whether 75 or 85. Rollins pass here. Yes, I can't call to be anyhow. Then you come to 205. Yeah, 205. One case because Supreme Court. Then Mama Yarga represented the Kusasis. And Mama the coin, I think it was Philip Addison who represented the Mampusis. I don't know, I can't. Now I'm going to file a notice of discontinuance. Then the Supreme Court today is okay. What file discontinuance, you rule on it. What discontinue? With that liberty to apply. With that liberty to apply. Without liberty to apply. Of course, court to make my yes, that is around 205. And then the NPP 2020 LI 2409 Emma Bokunaba Omukreti Kusab Traditional Council. Kusab Traditional Council. So the LI 2409 said, so look who that Boko there. Now pe Bokunaba there. Ayokusasi Abudragu Bokunaba. Then fast forward, the Mampusis Kosi Henen. Eba Bolaga High Court. Ebe Court of Appeal Kumasi. So it's a very complex matter. So that even if you are starting from 1721, Nasa Mampusia, by 1959, no, Kusasi for Massa na waru Mampusi for. Mampusi for Massa na waru Kusasi for. Mampusi Massa na waru Kusasi ma. Kusasi that's a very complex. You know, baby, yes, sir. As I say, yes, sir, for no meaning. As for prepreja for no dear, Beguma bear ye prepreja. But Mama ain't here prepreja for no. It is the good people of Boko, na money. And ya prepreja for no. And ya prepreja for no. Prepreja for no benya be MPP. Prepreja for no benya be NDC. Prepreja for no benya be MPP. Prepreja for no benya be NDC. Political points, number party. So they don't tell you the reality on the ground. Ben can someone show ye. On some year, man started from 1721. By 1721, Mranu Kusasi for no, because no one used to turn down. So they were there, but no one is centralized. Centralized is the Gonjas, the Dagombas, the Mamprusis, the Nanumbas, the Asantes. I don't think a man and a man bass. So it's just simple thing at all. No moment I'm trying to say just the Mamprusis and the Kusasis in Goa. Because you bring a bisa for Gulugunu, Fakasena a bisa. It's a very complex and delicate matter, the Boko incident. And let me be very honest, Yen Mamu and DC, Titro, Wamo, I play politics so much with Boko. And I've been playing politics so much. Here, I'll be blunt. Had the mechanical, no, obedi matem, odi matem. No, Casentia. Men Fabia, Madame may come and knock it. Well, anybody by ya, prepreja. Because woman and animal CPP abanesa, woman and animal champion abanesa. But the moment I job because such a meme to four. Yes, I may be a maybe and cranny market in cranny. Yamaka baby, and say, Ajobro. Now, Miss, now I'm back to my son, eh, come on, because you're shut down as somebody be here. You do too for Swassi. You do too fast, Papa. Some man pussy at the Gomba day. Shall the Gomba day or two from Cecilia. Do you know, sir? Or two from Cecilia, you're crying in a chino. Obi the cocotu. Yeah. Obi the cocot. What would Cecilia or Pedier? Nippon settlement now, Miano, on Tiasia. And only Nippon or more Saman woman, or Saman or 2 or Saman Yabonra. No Saman in a year. No Saman Yana, Nippon 9. Corno Saman. Men are never presented Nippon 9, you know. I remember. Or 2 the second. Ya Bonra, the lady Yabonra. Nairi, present day Nairi. And then Yana, 9. I represented them as the lawyer, our High Court Kumasi. High Court 7, when I'm representing them. The 2 cases in Agbanu and I representing Nipana or the court, lawyer Agbanu. But the other 2 cases in Nano, men are representing Osentu, the second or 2-4. Me some represented the Yabonra, Yokon Kurano. Me some represented Nairi, the present day Nairi, and the present day Yana. Men are not represented. It is a minimum maker in Samibia. I have been in Bemia Bano because I've acted as a lawyer for O24 the movie correction me any cases be free. Nairi, my no case amano. Tim Cadmus says, me my Nairi lawyer. Tatin me come and put in some no. Meka, no pen, no kef, and this for. Meka, gonja for some. Meka gonja for some, a can make a no bend, no cap. Make a dagomba for some, a can make a no bend, no cap. Because the Mampusis, the Dagombas, the Gonjas, and the Santis. Or more, I am from my lawyer. Then we see a bit lawyer for. So please.
A beautiful scene. Our Konongo, none other that Tabamia, echo, thank you, Tono Queno. Kusasi Hina or Honum came to the Tabamia, hugged him,
That is the beauty of it.
prayed him, wished him well, and said, some of them, the Omunim,
That is the
said
beauty.
he was only used for political purposes by the NDC. Na Oni and Sebia Ewumu, and then they wish him well, and they are hoping, say, as we get back. Kusasi,
what was that? So when you want to, none of them that make a job from 1721. 1721. 1721 to, I think, 1732. Then the next one was 1733 to 1742. Then 1743. I am from I may catch you, Museo. Yes, and I'm going to make catch of that. So the Kusasi young man or the woman, and the Mampusi young man or the woman, no, him 17 to 18 to 19. So the Baumia wife. A bradgen and tias, yes. A bradgen and tias, yes. No, Edubabia, and this in 1992, Professor Dubois and Sabi Kaflacha, but I know about funny. But I listen to two. Listen to two or about funny. In Tiaco compared to baby and a prof and auntie, but I'm going to better me about funny. Didn't be saying on your buffalo.
Then this is also a bafan.
Huh? Look, if those only me CPP
And that's also TV, nay, social media, YouTube, videos near the other.
Sir, but you ever found the bono and the sentiment talk. One about social media 99.99%. One mobile bono sentiment talk, and yeah, and this is some parties and activists. I know. I don't know. Woman who did me a time, woman, member Traham Kadi. I read your term, say I'm a better Hamaka, be a cafa Santa, my own quantity. And I'm a cafa brown quantity, so do my them. So, more any more obey you at them. Men are the catcher. So, when you Ghana politics, what the NDC and the CPP and the PNDC and the SMC, what they are capable of, on betting me. And ya no Masa, and ya no cranny. And today, now, baby, yes, sir. Boko asam no, yes, Ramo. And ya brunko and a docronco. Yenina, Bia Marafum, Bia Manakuma Marafum, Bia na Yanshani Muvu. A cannon to an acasare, a cacusasia, a coming. A common Prusinia, a coming Ubriboy, a cabisania, a coming Ubriboy, a cafafreni, a cabusambani, a kawalani, a cadagati, Cassina, a cabia, medium coming, a camusinia, a coming, intimate Ramo, and do two for Swassi.
Good.
You should anticipate, sir. We won't be simple because at Tuana, woman, it won't be simple at all.
Asset declaration. Refusal by some NDC ministers of state.
President Mahama can say by March 31st, now I declare on masses. And I'll be bringing and declare. Domelevone raised this issue last week. Be bring declare. And I'll be all and from an answer. We've now been declared. Now, President Mahama bit my bed. President Mahama, obey my bed. Those who have not declared. Men who can say on my 31st. Men who can say be declared. But being declared, President Mahama obey my bed. Your work class, or don't you be focal. Want to be focal. And I'm repeating it, Baba declare, President Mahama want to be focal. Man, I don't know what my bed. You want to trouble, but I could be not with all you need trouble. You want to trouble. Why can't President Mahama do? Don't level your idea, pa. Already that issue. Don't level your idea. I don't know, I tell you, I'm catching MPP phones. And then NDC phones say, I am a man, Ghana, and young people who are principled. Baba no come for number can no correct. Once a domlevo coverage issue. So here be uncle easy. So on the reason by my argument courses. So domlevo open the fruit, no problem. O domlevo almost started all right. That domlevo can. Also, a man for soprano.
Yeah.
Now, all around can see in principle, the amateur share metabachi. Now, Bakoya witch hunter and the Magi. Not filming Mushino. But the bottom line is that in terms of principles, all around young from so. Operation recover all loot, Ghana loot, since 6 March 57. After a big car, Ramone, MPP for Bedia. Who we could try now so one day. Who we could try now so one day. Operation recover all loot. So Dom Lavoya does, but also President Mahama. Oh, Masha, you win. President Mahama, but then with my.
But I didn't design Komuya. Is it that Yamrana a share? Yeah, I saw for another some from my own yes as a declaration a mombre, and so there is a window open in the room. And I said, yes, it is there, but then they activate how it should work.
A question of leadership. Strong, effective leader. What I say? What's the name of the answer? Leader no can hit. You find somebody like Jerry John Rollins. Can just say declare. Oh, no one ever can say won't declare. What I say? Somebody like Jerry John Rollins. Can say declare. What I say? Oh, my popo. Ube declare. And as somebody like Bia Kojompianim, chief of staff, Kojompianim telling you, said declare. Rollins says, who bondok? Who bondok? So Kojompianim Bekacho say, Mama, 31st March, declare. And Guardian Chekran wa Pango. So, leader, the Jerry John Rollins style, and yet 100%, but at least, what on a do and way in America. Some amount of discipline. What on a do and way in America, the Kojompianims. What on a do way in America. So, you don't find you Mahama as Jerry John Rollins. Now, when you Mahama as Kojompian, the Benfino or Bemiano. So, Mrano, but Lidano. So, Lidano, yes, or can't say. Now, I'm going to say yes, BS. But advice about the Ghanaian leaders, African leaders, Ghanaian.
How that the successes of a government rely on the chief of staff?
It is a disciplinarian. Disciplinarian.
Say, I find in a momono, every year. Ne fakasi chief of staff, no so you say.
Chief of staff, no. Obia nyana damfo. Obia so nyana tamfo. Obia nyana damfo. Obia nyana tamfo. Ote ho na odi nani ehwe. Nti wona hwan wo na hwan yo. Wo ye hwan yo. Ese so kan wa obekra kehwe. Nso do you know. And my party for no manipa ni na bia so. Mra bia twam a na se wo didi Ghana na onka se Kwadwompia ni mu frɛ what can contom one cry ada so the beto.
So the choice of a chief of staff no was the relationship between him or her and the president elect, and as the party now are any power now be forming the next government no, and it was a taking interest muna o choose a chief of staff who can shape the responsibilities and
the going forward
do's and don'ts of the appointees.
Going forward in future, it should be the party that must appoint the chief of staff. The chief of staff. The party. I am telling you. Look, going forward, either MPP better to who and as a bench to party in power. Any appointment in a president here. And it's happening in Nigeria. Yes. Tinubu. Nigeria, no, whether a APC and as a PDP, but Wabano when the chairman or the national chairman of the party, no, I will know positions if you honor the paper.
Still, as you didn't get your try the answer.
No, you see, I'm far. I said, look at your try. I said, look at your try, and I'm far. Let us not blame us in doing it because as a country, no, you're getting masses.
Yeah.
So I said, look at your try, and I'm far. My emblem, I said, look at you. But my answer, no, so. But in principle, no, the Nigerian system, look, Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, leader APC. But Ganduje is the national chairman of APC. Ganduje is the national chairman of APC. And Tibeto Abawiano, positions to be in Nigeria, that were, say, cabinet ministers, no. Tinubu on ya, or no be picky. Na Ganduje, the answer oba picky. The Ganduje be picky. Edi jini no baka koma Tinubu no. Tinubu ntimi nka dabi. Then the party na so Ganduje no because of a national chairman. Ganduje a national chairman. Nti se cabinet re me fa se bia 18. Kura bia na na dia 1 and 2. Party na so wo cabinet bia mienu. Anamiensa. Eti party no de na dia no kwa. President no timunka dabi. Something I'm going to say, may experience a man going forward. Going forward. NPP or NDCU, as I said, chief of staff should be appointed by the
party.
The party.
Who's been your best chief of staff under the Fourth Republic?
I think, I don't play any shops, but I think, rank here, you will not leave out his name. From 1992, because the Nana 2000 yeah, me the Nana 2000 but I may settle on Kwadumpian.
Why?
No, because
is it because who did not the dear?
Yeah, because you see, I'm looking down. Me look down upon woman can you know, but also what in the say, and I ought to say. Oh no, Obia nyana damfo, Obia so nyana tamfo. Obia nyana damfo, Obia so nyana tamfo. Oni bia nkasa, oni obia ntukwane, oni obia mfa bia. But another character so I met very accommodating will be Freeman.
Freeman Parry.
Yes. But it looks like Suronu na wakwadon pianim ho more. Chain Freeman.
Is it because of your bantrana?
Well, minim ebia na PP4 ebia. Minim. Freeman was very accommodating.
Will you fault her for some of the complaints that party won't be here about our appointees?
Some men don't say jubilee na me. I say about some of
that. You say that party won't be air compensate our appointees, no? There seems to be a disconnect between the government and the party, and then appointees, and responding to party for
the idea not better, because when you have almost 90 members of parliament, a co-president, say minister with son, not president, no, I'm not one son, chief of staff of your head. I don't know head. Members of parliament at your I catch a president. Now the recent revelation by Adasafo. Say ye call say President Memfa Michael Quim, Professor Michael Quim. Now they buy M1. Not president in the buy. Obada wa photo from up. Obada wa photo.
She might not have that authority on appointment and disappointment, but your appointee where you know how you carry yourself as an appointee, especially towards the party people, no, only responsibility to be out. Because I remember in the run-up to 2024 elections, somewhere June, July, or issue statement urging all appointees said they should be going to radio station, engaging the media, the public, telling the story what they have done. But
no me say. Kodon pianim could be you baby ready. But kodon pianim so you were dear.
So on that score she was weak.
Yes, so abasa. Kodon pianim so you were dear. I just come confront me and say, Daddy. Perhaps I just come confront so can be. So he don't make trust and confidence in kodon pianim. And that was very good. Ebia na boama kodon pianim TV adwuma no kese sa. But what in a matter no because what is a kodon pianim krapa ayi wati na there was this rumor say now omo pese omo yi ato something central regional minister okoye bibi na omo ye na what is omo ba be yinadi quickly no I saw ko Roman bishop ho in Kekus and a Roman bishop no efre na se satana de konko forward bruchi o mesaka o se bude mu ko hu kwadu kwadu ti ase no aje konko for ntima kan ane ana dabi you look at the scenario wa mu na mechen kwadu ti ase no aje konko for ntimi kan se kwadu ti ase nso men ti ase ana men ti ase kwadu men mati ase kwadu so maybe I think that the kodon pianim and the kunko relationship no na ma kodon pianim etimi ye strong sana on about to name it no so also that relationship was the Tinubu and Ganduji in Nigeria. Uba Tinubu as the president, Ganduji as the national chairman. Okay. Ukra Tinubu kra ya gasa Tinubu fro na gasa Ganduji fro ga usro wo ye APC ni a wo to wo so Ganduji going for my both from PPR and this now.
Is it how they have structured their party no and Abema the national chairman and as a party no Abe so strong omo that authority on the government and vis-a-vis ours the MPP and our government the concerns amount for a raising from 2020 to 2024 elections that's we share constituency chairman or can we share constituency secretary party for a can say or kwa appointee work at least as you say appointee no ever listening ear provision or any favor be and unguru the entire say or mark the party person or bank attention be. Is it because of how we have structured our party? And I say it comes back to the leaders that we select to lead our party.
No, how we have structured both MPP and NDC. We are making in Nigeria an APC no. Sana PDP swati yo. Sana PDP swati. So whether it's Obasanjo or whether it's Jonathan Goodluck no. Our leader of PDP no. The national chairman of PDP no, what is from Hebra? Obasanjo from and Jonathan Goodluck from not the national chairman of PDP from what? Obekwa national chairman of.
Can we blame it on party's financing? Because it does appear say your opposition in the DT Pempima, but your power. You expect to say a bind the finance BBI as a political party. And then they seem to control your thoughts.
Nigeria, they are not structured because look, the national chairman of the party, slots to be a honor cabinet. They are Munua, Ubia and Kopi. Party na Musukutami and San. And I said, mine and I said, Oba regional minister appointment nka 16 no na dunsia no nyina no regional executives of the party
and they be choose
into my party no Gina Nigeria APC or PDP if you are the chairman of APC or PDP or Benue State or the River State or the Lagos State, we are Bemamuya. Because as was the same, I had DC in AMC in the year. Sabi can fracture. Then tonight will be nothing kind and a control. So both MPP and NDC going forward. As I said, I'm first as
is it that something that Dr. Bamia was trying to introduce? Say, appointees, appointment of 10 will come from
the constituency,
and the constituency executives will sit down and decide, say, who would the 10 be given to?
Exactly. Say, yes, sir, both MPP and NDC, yes, sir. And car party number, and can you get our party? But look, you have MPP or NDC, you are two about you. Now, the way appointment. Come see me who watch you, me con kind. Now, me check it. My appointment. DCU. DCU, Shamu.
Share party near the year, you might be a one man kind.
One man kind, yeah.
I said, the Ottawa, Sunyana, the
Regional Minister. Exactly. Should that be that? Except you have a good cry. No be co ni be co your company will. Hey, now, Obrubah, who have found to board so. There be me now body. Hey, and you go who we and set up at the water board so. Oh, that just a one yanka. I'm pregnant and passes about I want to board so because and one could move you. But is that should that be the norm? Both MPP and NDC. Both MPP and NDC. Sana Saba. Aba. So, both me was another day, my mamma is a Canadian friend. MPP and NDC now. I'm fat. And your man on fat. Because the appointments in the ye Chinese demand the regional executives now. And Cabin, you're here by ye. What I say? And you're here by Yama MPP. So I hear by here I'm conquering. I don't know, so I hear about a boy MPP by campaign into position B. Yeah, the Bama. As I said, both MPP and this position sitting now, my shop president and a bargain. And young man or some sir. Position sitting now, my shop president bargain. Oh, yeah, now ya to a boy, you know, me or Bruba here. They compare you better for CV bra. Obia, for the first time in the history of MPP, my deputy general secretary, Emprenu, a be mother, maybe so mother. Menkwana, we are saying, but the MPP, Mako,
who was a big you?
No, the be to me.
Who will be best record?
Maybe record in the one to move, when possible. Some people for better as deputy general secretary, the Bassam of you. Obiano. Now, there are 12 MPP about power, I catch him so confirm CV bra. Do him. I'm not guys off from Gatton Sobia. Obriboy, your person, Mamma be Tiafina or board chairman, Namagaso, Ebia Michi. And I'm in pet. What I say? Do we have to build a party like this, MPP or NDC? Now you're two about Yawashi Obi, some people Tama, may conquer, NDC Tama, may conquer. Yet the party in Shaman Panin inside. Etino, so be papa, cry na tama wa mo primary school na papa down for na mpanyin. Na mpanyin inside da ko hunu no so. O kai o se anasa me na wa na ye obi atamale secondary school. Say okay. Me ba bi pedisi wo krowe so. Ora me de ba ma. Hwe say ai bole president Mahama no ani krom bole. Obi aya bole diri so nkoye DC no. Bole me ma ye press conference. President na krom onua ni krom bole 3-4 days ago on my press conference. Now you did this as a party no yen fan share back for someone. Nanka president, because I just said, president no ni krom kura no. Nipa na order na come. Grassroots for no, better there be yempene so. Na se can we jam the regional chairman? I say my regional chairman ni mu akoto pa. Nka be say president too on one krom. Trying this is support or why Ayawasu East and Ayawasu West. Woman nominate Omunina Amfa. Woman and this you Ayawasu East, Ayawasu West. And this is support your constituency is really a NDC dominated. Apart from some I wonder how to cut you. But the Amfa. Actually, I said it also said there's a disconnect between the leadership and the party. And that MPP
have enough. Was without an MC. I think for the last 6 or 7 months I did co-election.
No MC.
No MC because Omuyi Martina no. The Omo appointed no. I to say Omompe.
Martina netepa.
Yeah, Omompe no.
Na ye Martina fuwa. Ye Martina fuwa.
I think the Omadman confirm
the president na so atena kan. Eyi DC mansi ma tepafuo. President.
Nana years and Kian Tuaba about to
no,
yeah,
we were disappointed by Nanado. We were because Nanado no. Your man for organizing your do baby no. No, this is for you de no man guy. But Sammy will be here and come in my night. Because you know, I did not a very good idea, very laudable idea.
Yes, I want to be a woman of fruit. Oh, but not so a woman of
Tio, it's a very laudable thing. And this is for I started a complaining. Also, well, the flashes here, Wamutua or Daya. Propose an amedia ban a year. And then this is Freka and a meeting another dabe. Ghana for pay. Mommy and Koto, ya Koto man,
a Ghanaian society will say you are not a listening president.
Okay, Massa. And your creative regions, credit for opposition. Your creative regions, and this for opposition. Health insurance, and this for opposition. School feeding, and this is opposition. Free senior high school, and this is opposition. Can be ya opa me nka se Ghana fo nyina nko heaven and this be ka se yempene ye mu bi no be kobron se jam
Omo opposite National Cathedral, you agreed with them?
I agreed with them. Na National Cathedral what mo ye anka obi kra na me yelusu ye anka obi
so it means sometimes they are right.
Oh I want to say they are right. I agree, but in your thing, I back it to web. Get to
I'm going to meet again. I'm so want to be ready. They want to meet him. So this is the state of Ghana every Saturday, 6:30 to 9 a.m. Now, you're classing now, you're the bro. As usual, lawyer Nana Obribuahi and I'm AG. We have a concern, Anna Yashe, NDC Ministers of State. Omo refusal be declare their asset. Pray ye share abundance, you know. The relationship between the party and the government, especially party now what former government, you know. Na umunya that authority, that oversight responsibility on the government, you know. But Nana, taking it down to the NPP proper. How would this conversation contribute to our abysmal performance in the 2024 elections? You know, what would you suggest that we do? I know, sir, the Provoke committee, you know, I best suggested and those that are shareable to the public, you know, party before I shall say directly or indirectly any aid home come back. But from what you said and what you've known in the years gone, what do you think should be done?
A business that make us one, Yama party no, the national chairman of the party must also be a feared character. I say yes, room.
A feared character.
Send a yes, room and penny.
I was saying who you.
Yeah.
How?
Who you say, look, say, DCEB, my party no problem one. Or constituency be and district be. Now, party constituency executive na cultural national chairman. Now, regional answer to so one part. Or the man of Freeman Pagini said, Sessa, I'm seeing you. As a salmon penny as a son.
But I think the NDC has that in a seeding criteria.
Oh, yeah, somehow I think that NDC, no, dear, no. Let's be very fair to the NDC and let's be very honest.
As a Omu party, no, when the party is in the government, Omu party no a bit control in the government than say MPP. Oh
yes,
yeah, party no control.
Yeah, NDC there, and yeah, our government to cry. NDC even in opposition. I said, look at here, control. Even in opposition. But NDC in power. I said, look at here, our control. What I said, vis-a-vis 17. Vis-a-vis 17. What an NDC cry, my credit to be.
What does the team lacks?
Any team per se. Any team per se. It is the MPP party now. Because problem na team one, so problem na Freddy Blaze unai. A MPP party, any team, any Freddy Blaze. A MPP party now.
What about Macmenu and then
that Macmanu time now? And President Kufuor. Macmanu was not a favorite of President Kufuor, but at least now Macmanu wakikakra. What you say?
The national chairman should be somebody who works that authority.
Controls the party. How can a party like MPP tapa ubi now ube ye ubi near control because now na so we. As I said, the minister for local government, you know, and the regional chairman, Ashanti region, and the regional minister, and the prime minister for local government, the regional chairman of the party, and the constituency chairman. Beka beti bomba no constituency executive should kabeti bomba. Ni abedi baba biano. E sama mpanyin no ale na pension ase. Na se bia constituency executive should nim ho hwe. Regional executive should nim ho hwe. Ya yi Matilda. No ya temkan. Ni obo obi dina. Na wo giri se abefa. Wo giri se abefa. No, so it looks like MPP no 2 million. Young person be a baby by 2 million be amabi. But somehow NDC, you realize that one with the list constituency, any regional no, any national no, kasa, a kobebi kakra.
Would you say Nanado carefully, deliberately, strategically, or whatever word you want to use, position himself in a way that the party, it will be very difficult for the party to have a major say our government?
I won't put the blame on another. Let's take the finance ministers.
Because some people are of the view that Nkomo Ayedi, Nenka, with all due respect to national officers and no but Nenka ya Foko Kwabena Japonwa, the story would have been a bit different. Anna.
Oh, just a young one got but you see, if the national executives of the MPP, Tama, MPs in the corner now to home, Cocacha and say, own change finance minister. Now, national executives in the catch and say, look, MPs in Abaka. Look, I mean, say MPs in the corner now to home. I don't have any national executives this year. This is what the party MPs are saying. Sesana, Nanichina, men Sesana Nanichina. MP, I mean, a national officer, you resign and block.
General Secretary so came to a cabinet yet.
So the next day, and I'm buying. I regret to inform the whole world that I've resigned as the general secretary of the party.
And what will it bring?
Menfaho, my Jaiko.
A come yo.
Oh well, and so that is the problem. Now what did you say? I said look at here, Bakwako kind of cabinet. Na ya tiano. Na said look at here, ba. Daddy, never be on man. Ye children PP, ye children DC, ye MPP, ye tan NDC cram pa. Jitum sub, all the bay idea. Double back motene. Menkasa be 100%, but Kikabibi the national executives of the NDC. One more than especially General Mosquito and NDC. Look. Me can say, look, in the event, say 2027, 2028, I said, don't get Yakasa or contested as a flag bearer of the NDC. So be better, I said, don't get Yapa in NDC, the Pakroba bread. Not even Julius Debra, the chief of staff, Kasa, or they said, don't get your air corporate for flag bearer support.
Send who Sir Owosika.
He is with the people.
He
is with the people.
Or the touch that he has with the base of the party.
He is the people. He is with the people. Na hwebe anya hwekura no a. Edu ba bia nyame se yanka nakure. Ase edu nkatia ye forthright. Yes. Forthright. Who did say, okay, say, General Secretary, Cocan or Cabinet at Betiana? So, yes, you don't get Tiana, Cocan Cabinet Betiana. Cassia don't get, and Cabia said, don't get your uncle cabinet view.
But a cabinet will run.
Enfant. Now, besides this, I don't know Uncle Cabinet, I mean, quite a Betiana. I don't know what I owe, party, no party, and young, what do you know? I don't know, they are party, and young, what do you know? From General Secretary, or no bread, or some coach, I'm paying number. So I said, don't get Yakasa or Becon National Chairman. First time in Sri Lanka.
So some of the names are the Vice President Nana.
Ultimate Cassia
Julius Debla.
Ultimate Cassia Dunkatia.
Amane Buama.
Ultimate Cassia
Sylvester Mensa.
Ultimate Cassia Dunkatia. Maybe you're class of politics. Some class of politics.
So to you, Sassi Gatiaba is a presumable candidate for the NDC in the 2028 election.
Exactly. Fatu won say, slow there. Want to make a first Nibiama because Doma Hammer abayan terms. What you say? Sir, Nana, I never heard from one. What you
say?
Oh, I don't know. But I said, look at you, Gina Prim. Forget about Julius Debra. Well, I said, look at you, Gina Prim Sano. Now, so to grassroots for Nibi to say Collins Dauda, to say Ahmed
Ibrahim.
Now, I said, look at
Pokunum.
Eriko Pokuna said, look at Yakasa, Manako Fa, Madame Floyd Idrisu, Haruna Idrisu. I said, look at Yakasa, Manako Fa, Haruna Idrisu.
It's been rumored, sir, it would rather be Haruna Idrisu, Julius Debra. You didn't know Debra, not Debla. Debra. Okay. It will be Debra Idrisu tickets.
Debra Idrisu ticket, you know, against I said, look at your Mfa. Then on the right, I said, look at you. Debra can have all the secure we are seeing in Nara.
And it seems Haruna Idrisu is also has a very strong footing in the
something I said, look at you to pair with Haruna Idrisu. Masa, you know, ye.
They will win the internal elections.
Exactly. Exactly.
Food business.
I don't know what's wrong.
What about mommy, no? Grandma?
Oh, health reasons. I don't think she will contest.
Wow.
I don't think she will. So, son, it is like me. So, because I may call.
Should this inform us on who we also choose as our next flag bearer?
Yes, ball on our ball. Into we show formation. No one's an anticipated formation. No one's why I should quite now be fast. No one's for the it should proceed. But as for the MPP, look, but my young party campaign, my young Opian Hobbit Meta Mamudu Bawia.
And I must actually answer me as people.
Oh, yes, I make a sabasa, but I shall man.
Party for the dinko, Momo Casau.
Oh, my debiata.
No,
My casa,
no.
Me buy no pay me more. I can be Japan.
Right.
Me buy me more watch Japan.
Sure.
Me buy me more brand champion abaso. Me come as some. Na mo be a member of this. I don't know me member of this. So me ma analysis no dey dey am de. Mobo mutinko. Because can people answer there or how dey nka. Me no dey me dey no intellectual and academic exercise me here you. Media na academic and intellectual exercise. And I mean, no. Media no dear, I don't need permission of anybody. Because we buy one analysis of media amount, will be some chief of staff. Mebwa, Makofa Nigeria. So academic and intellectual exercise. Na me no way. Now me catch you say look, if you look at the MPP, one party now from 1996 bana. Obia o mo de na ko as flag bearer no. One winner, the next one be an Omoko Premisa or Bemway. And Penampas follow that trend. I follow that trend. Because I don't Mahama be Kabia and this one Kabia. Maybe international Casabasa.
There have been suggestions on the table for a Baumia Kennedy tickets. Will you go for that?
Yeah, but situation no better than now. Because we didn't poke you as you are running it. So there are some now who can't say, Onyai.
I don't can see it to me.
Well, said
and if there are enough reasons to suggest that ticket to money to me,
I don't have any problem about it. I don't have any problem about that. So sometimes you have to do it. And DC call.
But do you think that tradition should speak for Dr. Matupuku Prempe? That Baumiana and Casano, you were given another opportunity. They don't call 3 times in a year. Your boss echo about an opportunity, or also my also an opportunity. And so, yes, there might be some concerns, but you think, yes, you know, Abraboni, your boy, you see, and you're young from so now, you're correcting and moving on. And so, maybe some of the shortfalls of Dr. Matupuku Prempeno, you will sit him down, correct it, and then give another opportunity again.
Well,
will you
be
back that argument?
Well, that's a decision by the party. Because you see, NDC in 2000, or the Martin Amidu. Then in 2004, or the Fufro. Lawyer Mohammed. Yeah. And then 2008, or Kofa John Mahama, or the Martin Amidu.
Yeah.
Then lawyer Mohammed something. Then John Mahama. Statistics at the dynamics. Nama said yes. But I just couldn't go for no the announcer so one who said
at a point in time and then I leave.
Sir. There were also the Anajakum for the now from 1969 Ebony Nano 69, 79 92 Nunano. No, Dagomba. That
is the NPP.
Yes, the NPP. Going back to Kofi Buzia in 69. Dagomba for Gurempa. But Kofi Buzia there, on the end there, Ochichano, Okofa Wala, Bika Dama. No akofa Dagati. Dato Kalio. No akofa Abaifa Kabo. And no see a Dagati. No akofa Diaka Sisana. And so on. No about CK Tadam. Kasina Nankana. And Frafra. Fat. Oh, never chum. No about Tolona. Dagomba. Our that was 69. We're moving in our by 79. No. PFP any UNC in our cofa Dagomba. Because I'm not the anytime they are UP phony, Dagomba phony, UP phony, Dagomba phony. It was the Yana Wono in 202. Yana Wono in 202. Necessary dynamics, because in 202 now Yana Wuye. Pet, and that's a sound dynamics. Because now accusations in the beginning said a young people for the ma or Mukum Yana. What you say? And this is for your t-shirts in Kura. Who killed Yana? Who killed Mobila? Isa Mobila. Who killed Yana? Who killed Mobila?
You proud yourself as the few people still around from 1992. 2 times Deputy General Secretary of the party, which you think it will not happen again. Even the regional chairman of Puno Ahafo region, I say 3 regions, you've been with this party, you know the ins and outs. Whoever becomes the flag bearer, and that's what the income said, Dr. Baumia win it, not about honors to sort your view. That should he give Dr. Machuku another opportunity, what would be your response? We can't read the party people and listeners and our viewers.
Yeah, I think I will ask you, sir, on my memory to look at some issues. Many are straightforward. Because
there are issues I won't pay.
Many are straightforward because in 2000 NDC they matter. Allow me Kaiser Cohen. 2004 or the lawyer Mohammed Mumuni Cohen. Then 2008 or the John Muhammad. Yeah. So Lord Cry was no mono NDC no cry in Nasaka no money.
So you will look at the dynamics.
I will look at the dynamics.
The candidates of NDC and his or her running mate.
The candidate. Because I will wait for the NDC to select the flag bearer.
And then they are running mate.
Oh, so I selected the flag bearer no.
If you give you a fair idea of possibly who becomes the running mate.
Yes,
and that should factor into our choice of.
Sir, alliances have been formed. And I'm going to say, Sir, Kobasa, a Siadun Katia and
Haruna.
Then, knowing very well, sir, you have Mahmoud Baumia from the north, Mampusi. You understand? I said, look at your picking Haruna Idrisu. The MPP is going to lose chunk of the votes now what Dagomba for.
Because of Haruna.
Because of Haruna. And Dagomba for no. Then Haruna no one more than it will go for soon. Until about MPP votes now your
Gonja phone
Gonja mu and the Gomba phone. Where is the driver? One membership driver no because the Dagomba for about 2019 Sansasana, let Dagomba acquire 5 million Ghanaians. Yeah. 5 million Ghanaians. And this is like a picky Haruna Idrisua. Now some people so applique Baumiano. As a Southern, go back to the drawing board again.
So let me ask this. Yenya a president from the north. When we get the term Oko as John Mahama. Now the NPP SAB presented a candidate from the north. So Dr. Baumia Winia. How is it going to be a disadvantage to Dr. Baumia's chance of becoming the president?
It is not going to be a disadvantage.
Why?
The NPP has the track record of since 1947, the 1947, the UGCC, coming back to 1950-51, the Congress Party, then the NLM in in September 1954, then the United Party in 13th October 1958, then all throughout the and that enabled Polafoco and we need hands down. Because now you better find people following and answer more could I can forward much. I can forward. Ben Famoda, Ben Mamu Post that, Ben Shamoda, the Ben Sumo, no Badampomo. I can forward. Yakwaya was some Kasakura was the 207 incident. When Aliu Mahama contested, then Aliu Mahama wenya beto aba and yes be sure that selected beto aba Aliu Mahama nya enti Aliu Mahama na nya na bera yanka Haruna Atanum free MPP mu after 207 pet. Go help people like the Haruna Atanum. No woman agony ya woman say I can form them per se.
You be the movie.
See them neat.
So you think Polafoco chairmanship no that we no buano?
A boy. It broke the mess, you know. Say some of it. Mother am personal for some. Mother a attention for. Mother be sugar. Polafoco and when national channel.
Nano.
Then Saturday bio. Tell me for Polafoco any problems, you know. And this is for another Polafoco be any problems. Hey, Kifono, or it's the mintia, Kifono, in the bed pango.
The Namparampa. It happened.
But Nanya, or yes, me. But
the woman kind of see, Umuma Cassie kind of a siampa.
You know, a siampa. So another problem was that some people from far by Umian Quai and got people party in Quebec.
A kayampa. The Mahama was so insistent on that. Young Mufanema,
Sabinian Cram Sumana, the Drun Sua Mufanoma. Saying Yamada boy and a Baumia Baya. Kind is Franco campaign. And a Dahono, young Castle Monfanoma, and a Dahono. The dynamics in Ghanaian politics is a very delicate and as I was here. In 1970, June 1970, I think it was Agama. Parliament answered 16 June or 15 June 1970. And now our caucus said, issue be about now. Oh my yeah, now yes, no casa Kufia for Busia. Then 2 days later, na Vitoshu Ekoyano. So what Vitoshu Aman Hunasa? So what that? And within that given situation, Vitoshu answer not the Mayano. And yes, Odi Amana Fwate. No crown. He was making reference to a certain kind of parliament. But hey, Vitoshu that Amana Fwani in well looking people. That was 1970. In 1979, Vitoshu be a flag bearer of Popular Front Party. The Kutucha General Hormusu Amfaga. Only Agamanon Kayan, the Obian Trio. Then you Vitoshu Kayan, dear. Not Obiati. So, Oka Siremia. Obaka just said nothing. But I know they could catch a tree, you know, as a cabonga. What a cabonga? Of a cabonga. So they did this only water. So the politics in Ghana no just
Okay, so from your own nephew, David Wachi, Tachiman, or say Polafoku, okay, Mimusa say, how will it also be an advantage to want to miss national chairmanship that nobody from Ashanti region has led the party as the national chairman before, and then looking at the votes, we are hoping say you beat me maximize it from the region in the 2028 election if he put himself, which of course he's going to do, put himself up for the national chairmanship position.
And people problem no make answer going to media no me answer people problem me na and bet mama ya and people problem ora and yet 2024 na problem start here some people for no yet no can for and come bet man catch us 2004 yeah be no problem start here na delegate system ntine bi no campo
Delegates.
Thomas Bronini, Sicily Amoa. Nyatoye. Ya campo, ya jawm. Womuko ya dan na bakwati na mkura be kwato aba no. Sitting arrangement no. Sicily Amoa supporters wo ha. Na Thomas Broni. The supporters wo ha. Ba famu bewie na Thomas Broni wini ye no. Na Colin Dauda famfi eno ano. So that be problem no tie ne bentia futuo. Na bentia futuo no sa ba ya ontia futuo no chimaku da paku. Na waduwa so nam onya bewo. Ha. Mo proposal so me menadio. Mo nya ne se. Ya register obia o constituency bia. Bo so me bia ontua kokko ba ko. I know about him. Say ya betuaba obian to be. David Wachuti, ya betuaba obia and to be. Nti tachiman safu na wono. So bini Martin Kosa bishia. So bini David Wachi bejino. Bia betu be. Na party a party. Na 2020 subina abon ye mienu ada what we bi da o ka so bu ko to kwase anya nyankopon hwe woto party na munumukuta abon mienu dua ya nkwanta mukuta abon mienu na wo twa nkontompo twa na braba si abrosane a wo dada na di krom mama bia nya card bearing obi antubi ya beto regional elections a Abuakwa from a Maya Bay and Papway, Abekuta MPP ID card, over to be war. National elections, over to be war. Flag bearer, over to be war. Obia, over one Sikasen or Hefa. Sikasen no Hefa. Sikasen free one panel, MPP problems, no. About 80%, no. A cop. Because still MPP in power. MPP or power. And Kai, none other ye be stay. MPC no baka command delegates no akoko ene ntoma wa na mechire no bronya obaka ko ba mo anwa mo akoko wa ma besa mfie 9 delegate be koto a wa ma bi 2000 5000 w a be koto constituency elections delegate be koto we constituency chairman mra no kuta be 10000 ya koto regional onso be nya bi ya koto flabera na me no nti fie nyina wa MPP ya tiam MPP whether that koto ababa kuta 10000 me nya na general elections me so nkoto mo me ka no kora no nya deda moyi.
Okay, so we have 40 minutes to check out. MPP thank you to
etino as I say wo mo ya
okay
as I say yes wo me wa bruchiru chapter bia e so yen constituency chapter bia a constituency na nya say ye beto aba MPP UK branch mo fa di padru numra
there be only 12
o da me ka asem
diaspora branches no mo 12
me ka asem aduonu me ka asem UK woni ma people boa aman for boa people na sabe ka fraki o sabe anya do Mr. Ka anya nsem hunu Canada woni nipa wa mo boa USA woni ne omboa France Belgium woni ne omboa na nipa dum na no ka selection no kra ba de beba
e do election chapter bia no adopt one constituency e wa ha e do so ye beto aba almost branch ni nyina no eye
mekasa sabi nyasa mekasa nsem hunu be sese aburokirefo no a people from paying for no bebre suba ni nyefe ma aburokire ni bia no apart from sika aburokirefo de ye take it on twaba against kaketoa bese o ma do two constituencies against kaketoa mo pem wade amoda aburokirefo
party adwuma in London UK a difficult turn Hanum.
Oh,
it was from you travel one corner and you be 1 hour 30 minutes.
People problem now. I should have a young Neman come and friend Davis in the idea. Maybe I may say, yeah, profit the West and people from the West.
Ah, two for bingo.
Ha! Amendment to ban a warrior. What amendment I bet my man effective through the power back of person, young register members in that. Na obianya card remember. Ezi so ezi de untumuni nyansa na to so bio no no one kan salam down party e kwatese no on em fa nipa mra na register wo abuwa sunane domase sampa birekum nkran kwanta nti boro no MPP azakati sino hono berebenti mun ko register wo ada na zana na po bo na pese min kuminya ye nipa de birim de wo wiase because be a say you pay I mean, Baba contest position me. Now, your mamma, your one on Quandia Musika. No, I'm sorry, by your man, yourself. Sorry, by your man, yourself. Constituencies be brave people, Lucia, Monsieur. When your Corobena Bay said Lucia and Johnson, our Lucia, primary in a coffee, I'm saying, no by. Copo. Constituencies be brave, Lucia, a scatam blush. I don't know Bonquano, Damwa, only yeah. I got grandpa for bringing an idea. I don't know how for Moine Gideon Waconquan. And you have a chairman and idea. Oh, such a sister, Mamma, to know, I have flawed. Sister, me a flawed, Etty, some was come quantia. Go, I say, a God society, the police in him could be no regional commander or her. No person call Nibu be an echo. Not Ujai. I can't remember, sir. And Kaha, more PC no or more contesting for elections in Cabibri Berry. Cababeri, Berwin. But as I can't antino, electoral, I saying. Electoral about to crown, Muyamu constituency about to Bebre Court. Boma Central. One more cite constituency executive for contempt. Boma Central. It was man. Ah, now I cite constituency executive for contempt. Now the way I'm sure not to count better than people are winning Boma Central. I don't know when Boma Central. Sunani, Shania Cosso. Crying in Abbey. And the regional chairman wouldn't to me, and a man people to me and you. You put in a system, no sir. Katie Hammer, and a boy back on the same. Brefo.
Some painful.
Backup primaries. Delegates can crab never come. And in a very survivor of the fittest. Now, the Katie Monaco, no Simon Ben Farm. And I will get this idea never.
So you disagree with Chairman Buti, our first national vice chairman, say looking at the result, the performance of the party, no, Kebeya and national officers in our own resign, including himself. Now, omo resign so mo bia anko contest bi. O da bi menana. The obeko bi osuno party for 20 omina and I will know obe move from constituency to constituency a campaign tia any current national officer. Obe put him or herself up for another election. Now, no cranya party penny na kasa nkwa resign.
mean, no, yeah, resignation, there's no apple bit of resign. No, Bute was 206. 206 Central Region. Of you on a kuti. So from 204, bam, system no man yet. A classical example, power was 2008. Kwana kwaku pencil, no contested as a parliamentary candidate. Our constituency being Central Region. Mr. Copere. Kwaku pencil, Gina, and Canada catches and never a primary issue. Pencil, no, because of your skill system, she kept a room.
And understand, after your first attempt, he was told is either he back off or he'll be disqualified. Eventually, he came back, won the seat, and has made the seat a safe seat.
Sir, Kwaku Pencil, the Abbas, Anna Kwaku Pencil. Kwaku Pencil, one of the eminent lawyers in Ghana. One of the eminent lawyers.
No one cannot say your promise.
So, when Bamana Swante, Friday,
yeah, Ben.
That was 208.
208.
Yes.
And some of these things, as far as I know,
yeah, I want to say that.
Wouldn't you wish you money?
I don't want to say it.
As I thought on some of these party WhatsApp platforms, Omo can't say the Yemo being going to post, Yemo being Yano, won't you look on a coffee by?
Won't you? Now, won't you back at it? Yaman, crab, pencil, cry, and it's a problem. Yaman,
as regional chairman, as Santa Region. Ever phantom.
Ah, I just said, okay. A baby problem, no, a conglomeration.
Ah,
and a boa no,
won't you be broke?
Never home. 2024. System no party no mo dey come.
So it's a constitutional amendment no unfa propose the bianco.
Because you a delegate no na e kire nyama bebre. Obi si ama DC bia nya delegate, former DC, former MP, former
executives.
Mra ha ni nyina ngosi aga. Musuro so maka makro se card bearing member. So okuta card nko ade a obetu bi. Okuta card nko ade a so me wan cedi. Obetu bi. Yeah, sir.
Former quad so MPC say be ya be hunu omo do part no my ready some be partner man. Yen fa dis no go 100 cedis.
And then no boy done. Krokasi no mo hu sa wate. Yeah, well, akurase no hwe.
Unya.
No, yeah, be motivate ni pa no kakra. Ba 100 dey no boy done. Hwe. Wo da moti krokasi mo. As what akra be betima to na nya profit of 100 a day. What I say krokasi. But akurase Oko abronye say na ka kese wo the bottled water e ko show store mu atona. Wan be to bottled water abronye. Obi an to bottled water. Bosome na obi to say o wo obi emetwa mu a. Na onuma. Ana oko to Guinness wa abronya. Me ka bibia nan.
Omonum de.
Apetese.
Sa.
Ai. Na wan be yiska ato Guinness abronye. Atomato na kro kase no mu a. One when a mamma who could catch him for no quo 100 cities bosome. What you call that? So, oh, come I say, oh, store now one cram for 2 million. Both for touch and cram for topa. And church now we are not demanding dorsal. Kubena would a man for pee, Abronye Timamianco for Tilcosi at the Tanso of Boja. A Sophie, ya prakukuru. Careful so. Kuresia. What you say? Abisu. So please, now version to say na ya ka say president. Ana ya ma presidency a control party. Or about every year. Say ya no. Paid up card member bia na bosome bia. Otua 1 CD 50 pesos. Near the 1 CD not to constituency home. Near the 50 number original. Near the 50 number original. Now original not for be a 30, not the 20. I don't call national. Eti abema party no enya ahwodene say abema party no enya ahwodene say you will not go to the presidency for money again. In patriotic name. So once you not go to the presidency for money again, abema party no enya ejina so. Tis a party ni ejina so a. Na you say we be a party na control. Hwe ye beto bank na. Ye koto aba ko ye national offices. Now people paying for your tenant. No man could dear no VIP buses. Dear you, no could dear no VIP buses. And now OA buses. Other than ye bedibia, ye beya, Sanka do should be a command. So a sample, so paga or boku. Now I don't cry as a bank and a toba. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Sir, 2022 MPP national elections. Ese ko shankan. Nyansa be ne wo. MPP 2022 ese ye ko hia Kumasi regional. Nyansa be ne wo. Nyansa pa be ne wo.
Ya nya dey.
At the constituency level. Bia me hia Kumasi. Na bia be hu say design abuakwa constituency for no mo be dadan we na me kwa kwasra be. Eti yanya ni atu yani nyina yanya self-inflicted. Enya dro, enya baye, yanya because the papa bebre pesa be kan okore. Nti wa ho kan okore no wa kwa obribo ahia bo munwa ma no ne ba be nsase. Ba be nsase.
Well, the thank you to.
Thank you to no de eye. Mate say binu mu kasa fi atamfo enyam. Thank you to and then on start yana.
I had a conversation with Unia Kitra, right? Kwabena Japan and Mre. And that he says he was misquoted. He said, it can pray the party no focus on working on the Michael Quay committee report, and then later they can do the thank you to.
No.
One can say
no.
Thank you, Tony. Here.
No.
And I still I know.
When people say that, they are not being fair to Baumia. When people say that, they are not being fair to Baumia. They are not being fair to the MPP.
Why?
In 1992, the presidential elections in November 1992. Now, MPP, Yakoya and Sembe bring the stolen ballot. December, now we parliamentary elections. And so 1993, Professor Dubois and the party called Thank You to
Richmond.
What's it? 1993.
Okay.
In 1996, Ajekum Kufo contested. In 1997, was a time you had to abandon December. And the Thank You to Roba, Ebeba, Yaye, a Yinewi. So in 1997, Ajekum Kufo called Thank You to. Then I just come form one, Sunyani 1998.
Yeah.
And I just come for when December 2000. After the runoff. In 2001, I just come for Thank You to. 2004, I just come for Kwana contest here. No, when
he agrees to the thank you to, but he said. In praying, the city, no, can concentrate on what to do on the Michael Quay report, no. Before we think about the thank you to
fair. We are not being fair to Baumia. We are not being fair to them because I see from 1993, Babia, Biako. I could do Baumia pencil there. More Casa Bantu one night. What you say? Are we being fair to Baumia? Are we being fair to the MPP? Are we being fair to Baumia? Are we being fair to the MPP? Atra, when you say Baumia alone, no, bet me I can say because thank you to. And I'm one. Oh, to me, I can thank you to. We are not being fair to Baumia. We are not being fair to the MPP. As for Dr. Kennedy, no comments are kick against you. And Dr. Kennedy, Dr. Muha, Mamma attacked the Akasada.
David.
I get TV3. I know near TV. And GH1. Tambi out is a Dr. Takedi or to Yampia and Yaha. Maybe a joy. Tabana Dr. Kennedy, what can be Papa Kufado? Another Bena Dr. Kennedy, what can be Papa Afabomia? And every say Kufado number, but the Bena Dr. Kennedy, what can be Papa Farm people? So you are saying, sir, at Kennedy, I can't say, Madam Contibena. I guess I'm okay. I guess I'm okay. It is like what you was not doing your kind of saying. Maybe can hear. So Hosen said, what is a bread champon? A better or contested, not a contestia, or be campaign. Now you're quite an answer you buy. Oh, the way party. Marco from movement. It is an Mexican Canadian, a young so Hosen a Kanya. Yes, and me. On about him, I see.
And the answer is almost over a campaign.
Now so no party be a movement for change. Now a movement for change. No better about me, Brian Champo, Baba contested one MPP. And so, we seem say. I said, my dear, yeah, I'm the same MPP. Bidum Cockran, Betty Cobb, and MPP, the best number. Shabai, Solomon, so there be our cassette MPP. One in a shadow.
No.
Sarah Sin and Sam Crab and San Ogo baby. I say you are saying TV3, nice a GHY. Ogo Castle, MPP dear, on my MPP da. Nah, sen.
Since an auction cast be as a DNA.
And a lawyer J. Barfon Betchery will say, oh, I saw more kind of crowd here. So no one should move soon in a cocaine and Conocran in Nasan and law firm, no handle matter. I gave Barfon law firm was engaged by ADB. Meboa, and I am a Jumasan lawyer. And the son of ya was super MPP for ya, Sansa and Santia. MPP for Mumma Ninja. Some be more personal hatred about time when you say was it. Some people for Monko Bokrono. Some people for Monko 2 binum, when you binum Yaranum die. Monko did the binumata. So just look at me, Hobson Akin. Na say yampa say the Mexican na yampa sadia na ne Solomon usi na yampa ne ba nyina ba wo ayi movement for change we give super MPP and MPP be tete apase na nka tiafia ya ne so ya ne nkyene tiafia ya ne so ya ne nkyene we get party ni ko na sa branch champion be ba good. It's also a very good material. Bright Champo, you're good. Over contest. And it's also my campaign. Eti, I never thank you to you. I said, I'm about to bomb your Chaba mana or more war a second.
Yeah.
We must condemn it. Second will be the war, you know. I say I condemn. MPP, you know, we are not known for that. First second will be, far bad will be, in two cotinti will be. The young I any papa. Party no so come. But to say na baumia oh bibia baumia didn't buy a baumia to say pia. Buy a baumia to say pia. What I say? Na this for so she chiri na baumia na thank you to no ayi thank you to ayi attend the to. E don ko uma bre. Don ko uma bre. Be ko thank you to. Bia wa pe the can on benko. We yes. What's that people in opposition crowd? But what's some bar? I'm on for the ruling party, the crew. Well, a plus in it, but I mean,
Coming everybody,
a plus in a plus member of parliament versus a whole minister for justice and attorney general. And so
he's correct.
And so one no, I'm not friend to you. I'm not friend to you.
He's stupid.
Where's no crab in and pass my boss? I don't I'm not friend to you, Ghana friend to you. Dr. Baumia, thank you, Tony, and people, thank you, to. Look at the Japan, Kwamba from Tokyo, Sibikum. I don't know, I just say A plus a member of parliament Gomwa versus the minister for justice and attorney general. Man from Ghana in a lawyer. Now you're A plus latest one. But I will reset your breeze. When I don't go with them. But I bear them to one me, yes, I own him. A plus the two doctor, so. But I'll be the businessman, be the Mr. Sledge. And I'm meeting making coming.
Ne plus Obua.
No meeting making
500,000 or they could bribe it. The appointment committee members.
No meeting making coming.
Is it not a serious case that needs
very, very serious. Very, very. And so, Kwamba Foneka de Japan to Kwaba or Birkuno. And I'm only but this is NDC in India commenting on this issue. Yeah, so we said thank you, Tony.
Yeah, but so na yako na 27th April 2025, 4:56 p.m. I'm reading this from my joy online. Who are you? Support for military intervention grows among Ghanaians. Afro Barometer report reveals.
Yeah.
A rising number of Ghanaians will support a military intervention in politics if democratic leaders misgovern. This is according to the 2024 Afro Barometer report conducted at the Center for Democratic Development Ghana, CDD Ghana. The survey indicates 51% of citizens believe the Ghana Armed Forces ought to assume control in such circumstances, marking an 11-point increase from 40% in 2022. Conversely, opposition to military involvement appears to be waning. The proportion of Ghanaians who feel the military should never intervene has fallen from 55% in 2022 to 47% in 2024. Findings were presented at the regional in Kumasi, blah, 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 blah.
Look,
Now,
look, me am who yam.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. Me am who ye. I'm scared. Because me will be a attacking kind. Me who ye, I am scared. And this advice should go to Ghana and India, especially President Mahama. Sure. One with US official no or can US say Langley or the Langley can say Traore at the gold no or the any security in Kwana or my Burkina Faso for no airbre. What is better say? Langley from Burkina Faso pay free one or call Cote d'Ivoire. No watara kojina hokotu twamfu. Now demonstration Wamayan or Burkina Faso. Ghana for being person demonstration in support of Burkina Faso Traore. Anybody telling you?
Ghana for
Binum
also be a demonstration
in support of Traore. Said Traore in USA canon. Munyamasem yene Africa. Na Traore in Oyeno or Yadie Munyamasem. Some Ghanaians want to stage demonstration in Ghana in support of
a military leader in Burkina Faso.
So where so Tama they handing over. Traore by our monasu yam. Who share in some mono. 3. It looks like so if you read a lot of the publications in Ghana and Nigeria
that people appreciate what he's doing.
Traore Mali, and then Niger. Just this week, Morocco has agreed. Sir, Moniamano, Oko was from say, Wamon, Nemo, and your trader. Monfam Yemen from Fabo Ruku. Can you go so? For time, and the same position, no, Kosovo, Nigeria. Maybe someone said, so 2027, they never see what Nigeria. 4 or 5 days ago, lawyers in Nigeria at the placards, Echo US Embassy. Said, near Kosovo, River State, any Benue State, and yet lawyers, placards in Nigeria. So, baby, we are working on. And yes, sir, me say I'm attacking car, and I am more money. But mammy scared and worried. She no movement. I a soldier from paying for.
Yeah.
President Mahama or more coffee. There's a BC Ghana. No, all of us must be worried. Mama yan MPP NDC. Mama yan MPP NDC. Mama yan chira kasan chira President Mahama, yeah, extra careful. President Mahama, yeah, extra careful. Me dem better na hay. Me obribo hande bia nim say pempen basin pe better na hay. Me yesa me kana makame no kore. Around 16 something, Louis the 16th in France. Or l'état c'est moi, mano eyeme dia. And so, maybe see my revolution by 1914, the Russian Revolution. Check all the revolutions. President Mahama, I think you are not a young man, sir. You're extra careful. One in 1963, Kwame Nkrumah gave parliamentary approval. No, this may say a kukosan. Kwame Nkrumah himself will be. Kwame Nkrumah himself will be. What this may say a kukosan. A champion dismissed BCROAC crap. A champion himself will be. A champion union government. Wọ́n yẹ ya ma justice Abba nkan ko bo Roman for asofo bo Roman for asofo no no de justice Abba buy a champion him say we wi nyina one of history President Mahama me ka we nyina kiro mentano NDC mentano MPP so we ma be kasa loose and unguided comments among for me obri bo he nkan ho bi
Well,
that but me be a character bi me a disciplinarian. It looks like we need to be extra careful in Ghana, and we should be extra careful in Nigeria. Now, maybe we know.
The Ghana Bar Association resolution.
Ghana Bar Association
suspension of the Chief Justice.
Okay. Me, I mean, from my back or some back from Kakra. So, what is a gosso, Hene, Okura?
Yeah.
Good. Babe dia kunyano, bepre kunyano. Buadi ha Ken USD. Afọ pra kunyano bi mani yi. Ya buadi.
Omudi go so hene man hene mani yi.
Go so kunyano. Afọ. Woni another group ya be dibi. Bono asiri. Asiri o. Bono
Kuma say buadi.
Buadi Ken USD.
And abono asiri.
Abono asiri.
Fo nyina di go so man hene mani yi.
Akunya mani yi.
How?
Sir, kwam kire nana kwam kire.
Minim no.
Oh, no ayetete. Nana kwam kire. Yes. 1700 ni. Nana kwam kire no ofira siri no betena buadi ha. Na osetutu mano o shop be no nim abetwa. Na mano ko kotena go so asu go. Enti go so hene no na ni kini ye no. Aya hwe. Sikantia bi si so. Nti goso fo ye asante hina abetwafo. Goso o mi asante hina abetwafo. Now kwanchere no ana kire be fra ni nhira poku no. Kwanchere di frasiri. Asiri fo be frifam. Asiri fo be frifam. Say ya kan bono no as original. Typical form be a very ben free baby na ye betimi akasa bono pa no ene asiri fo asiri kwanchere ninnua akwabena nyam ane brahma nsu ba ane jante jante na di go so hene first odi kro of course enti akonya na to no on ka me ka be sasa akonya na to no asirifo be be pribi enti akrachi fo no murabafo na abeti bere na asantefo de na di and of course they are eligible because the first God should di kuro no na no ene kwa nkyere first God should di kuro no oya sirini asirin da bono what is a man shia ka say wo ba asirifo mo ye bono nti mo ba ye ntem ase what is a God so hema e kansa what is a God so mpanfo e kasa what is a santefo e kasa what is a santeman e kasa what is ostumfo osetutu the second e kansa na santefo asant bunu region and bunu region so there se krobi wo honom e yetana so anoyo fuman anoyo tuobodom anoyo brekum anoyo japekrum anoyo sekwa anoyo sampa anoyo ye domasi number 2 anoyo ye design atronia na wodi ya there be asantefo be bibia mo ba ho okay mo ba ho I call them intellectual dishonest characters. They should bring it on.
Nana Yabeko
Ben from now, they should bring it on.
Ghana Bar Association resolution. We have some 9-10 minutes now.
CJ Ghana Bar.
But next week, Oba Odimberu Amampong. The Silver Stool. Or say
Medoba Famam Pompa, Mawa, when you know about
not to go bar. We will do 30 minutes on Mampong and Asokore Mampong.
Makuba Sama. Asokore Mampong for the Binu Nawa Brekum.
Asokore Mampong.
Naka. Biniba Brekum no.
Mo pedeo.
Brakuma Konya Bedia.
Brekuma Konya. Asokore Mampong, a war as Pakoso Kumaka Hamu. Omedia.
Aye. Himano was a seer, Himano was a seer. Nana pa fresh or Mampong.
Oh, I see. Is it Niniane Quabe Japan?
And take or 2 for call Brekum Henano or 2 for call. No 2 for call you Brekuma with a buoy. I get here gosh Henano, Sabio, the Bayana year, I see 4 baba. Na see Henna baba. Na sabi Kafrato, Miss Rameka, Nansa wom, say, I see Henna bar. Gosh for better make I say. Yama maybe what be that? When the first of the crow of gosh, oh yes, Nyansa Pau, Mercy Hinaba, or by gosh or half for. Ebia say yellow crown, that no 2 for Becobi. What is your making my catch in him say, or 2 for Babentimama? Bema Bama Pen, no very on cabin my own, on cabin mamma.
Okay, so next week as a Korean Mampong and Mampong.
By such a for
such a
but such around 1660, I never knew Santa for
1660.
Yeah, that's such a for you know, such a phone you papa, we could day, and now we go up past limited to Mary.
And you tell me a bit about the Mampong Chrono.
Well, I know Bob on your petas, or I say, what trouble. Bob with your petas. CJ, no, this issue, no, me and Mashada, for some reasons, Mashada, my very restricted. But because I'm a member of the Ghana Bar Association, I support whatever the Bar Association. Yes. Me a member of the Ghana Bar Association. Every crime I hold.
That's the same size, a lawless political group.
Oh, Deputy Attorney General.
Yeah.
Then, country Bar Association, who can we actually? Bishop.
Lawless political group.
Bishop, Omusa. Maybe it's just the same sense that can about Kwame Nkrumah, on Karaba Buzia, on Kanaba Frifa. Osha. Kwame Nkrumah himself Zalungu until Bianti in your country. No, Kohano. Kwame Nkrumah Nimda said, Tanya Dama Fiona Kwanje, but my plan about to bomb war, Gulungungu, in August 1962. Osha. What again? You said that John Rollins better at time. What again? Carlos Halidi, you are any Malek. Never you said Rollins will be back. Zayabu. Only said Rollins a pa better than a banner to see. Osa. Osa. But a foot trap the mind so anya ye. Huh? Position where the be an unfew okay. We a young man, every obedi ben feared your son and actually. And wouldn't hobby you. No one somehow kafa Ghana Bar Association. Ni be ye actually will say no. Osa. Aya Ghana Bar Association ye cool. Becca some no. We a member there. You may hold a different view. What you say. But you are bound by it. And to the debate, catch us a bar association, Baby woman, I have them for. Cancer. Ghana Bar Association, eh? Mom woman, I'm about them for. I know for me, I say you yati. Marty so busy Bar Association. My membership here 5,000. Now, no more membership here, Kumasi, made with you know. Now you're in probably 40. But a sign it here. So me 20 crowd resolution. Who want money we more? Mummy, you. Sir, President Fapa in the paper, Charles the Chief Justice may with. President Muya Fapa paper say, my recommending Panson Enco Supreme Court. And Sir President Mahama, ever recommended. Name my can war as a waha, and now my can will take a so bit is a Senor Zamafe, and then he said, G. Meaning I am a yasa a check my impromutuo. Many kind. You say I am a yasa a check me impromutuo. I mean, your man. Na me amano ena nso ya hu bisada nso ebi abasada Ghana ebi masada
7
justices
to the Supreme Court,
and all of them will be approved and all of them will be sworn in one day.
Other than as a ye jai say me person restricting to John Mahama that and then maybe see politicians near BBA ya to aba moment no munye de mo pa ye say 4 years into be tomato na wa to 4 years
say woman no bebre nsoro nyame bebre nsoro nyame yakopon the fear of God because bebre for instance ye can ye kapa enya compulsory say as a president bi aba as a bi examefe ene Dennis Ajay Omuko Supreme Court. Sha ayi akapoafo na ayi die ya bai birinso omujai ayi pe court of appeal NDC papa on the Supreme Court. Say ba recommend to Supreme Prime Minister. Nso bia na nye NDC ba anase say bia adwuma no me nso wata asema amanfo ka. Anamo so to say nipa be nso no ebe miensa na nan eye adwuma ma former regional tribunal no wani ba what is asem no Rollins tribunal
yeah
but ebe nso no ebe miensa na ebe nan eye adwuma because akaboafo ye ana Bradmanson ye ana Suribari ye ana Sazamishes yeah ebe 4 I don't doubt the competence of nipa ni na minimum I don't doubt their competence but sure Niama, me de me say be nyina be ko Supreme Court a en say me as an individual be say so wo be nyina be yade pa be ko Supreme Court and so hwe ne bi no ma kika because President Mahama no ma poison the political atmosphere no nti bi da me President Mahama mara me ma niama no no ntim ba bi
yo
yati ba bi so ba association bare be mama dran se bebe yi ne be ya ne ye hwe nti bebe yi ye be hwe but you know tension is boiling in this country President Mahama NDC MPP Ghana for hwe ni yo sani e kono anya no kwanso more especially somebody to say me kai pa say na me command speech bi acho ansa na nsa de be chema na ye December ana o mo invite me second school mo o mo invite me say me kasa ana me ko kasa ye now you know President Liman is a weak chief executive who doesn't deserve to be the president. I think it was in December. And I'm going first week in December. 31st December, no, I'm too Hillary man. 31st December, no, I'm too Hillary man. My son, 1979 uprising. And also now, around that time, because after the union government, you know, na Ghana yet be na Akufo ya smart, na police school, or ye a champion. But I cannot use a Ghana yet my June 4th.
Bye.
You know, and I've read a lot of books. Sir, Kwame Nkrumah 63. Kulungungu say they will tell you say Kulungungu no UP for na koto bomb. And this Ayatollah Damafio, who was a cabinet minister, and Akwajay, who was also a cabinet minister. Tavia Damafio, Akwajay, and H.H. Crap. But they are planning, yeah, they koto bomb. Kukwasa Java, Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay, get us na. Young fancy
and as possible.
Nah, yeah, sorry. We tried SC. I know you asked me. We tried SC. Afibia, we try. You go more than
Barcelona, we need to be extra careful. Yeah,
I have found the Montiminko. Yeah, Inter versus PSG.
Yeah, it's
in the final. I would have loved to see Barcelona PSG.
Barcelona won now.
Inter.
But no, Barcelona don't take chances.